Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. So what we're working on today is building this custom level editor. I just started working on this new pattern that I've really been liking, actually, which I kind of call it like a behavior pattern. It's probably nothing new, and it kind of looks a little bit like event programming in JavaScript, but not that much. Basically, this level editor thing was getting a little bit hard to manage, just kind of like mentally keeping together all the different types of behaviors. So what I went and did is split out the behavior into a function. So it roughly maps to one function per behavior at this point, and I've found it just a lot easier to keep it in my head straight, like, okay, this behavior is weird, or is it the ordering of the behaviors that's weird? So we kind of just have like 3 discrete parts throughout the code where we can schedule these behaviors to run. And that's it. And it's like really clean and simple. And, before I feel like when I added more functionality to the editor, I was almost like adding n squared functionality where, okay, I would have to kind of worry, well, how does this thing interact with all the other stuff that I've already coded in this draw method? So now I think it's actually a lot cleaner and a lot easier to just like make progress. And I think we've kind of reduced the programming complexity to like roughly n. It's not exactly n, but it's definitely a lot simpler than what it used to be. So that's what we're working on today. Anyway, I'm just going to start going, and, I'm not really going to talk too much on this stream. It's going to be more of just like a grind session. I should just turn it on so it goes every time. Draw grid. Okay, yeah, so we want to make like this preview a bit better. It's quality of life stuff, but let's just do it. kind of confusing. I guess we can make this like a hash table. We kind of need this to like persist per frame. Okay. Oh god. I think our table is buggy. Yeah, so we never knitted the table. I kind of want this to be a little bit cleaner in the future. going on here? Value is true. Did we bump the table count? No. Capacity is still at U32. I wonder if there's a bug with table find. No, it's gotta be find pointer. Interesting. It's like the memory's not getting zeroed. Do we have to do memory 0? Allocate alloc. Memory 0 data. Okay, weird. So finds pointer. Add, but we're not using set. Oh. While it data index hash index plus equal, which is kind of similar to the find pointer. What's confusing is that actually hash is filled. Right? We wouldn't really expect this. Okay, something's definitely screwed up. So, okay. I feel like what's actually happening is every frame. So this is actually pointing to garbage memory. We definitely need to have some sort of check for like, hey, this is just searching forever. But that's fine. So basically all we need to do is this. Do we have like an init from allocator? Allocator init. Init from allocator. Whatever. I guess we can just make this the persistent allocator for now. And we definitely, I think actually just the dump is kind of slow. Okay. This is all we wanted to do. Cool. Right? That's cool. trying to think what other level editor features we'll want to add. So we've almost got everything we need. Oh, I guess we could try to do undo, redo. Undo, redo. That's definitely a little bit more involved, but it should be possible. And I can't really think of anything else. So maybe this is just the MVP. Would we ever want hover to show up anywhere else? I don't really know. Right? Because, like, I kind of want to make this somehow stand out a bit better. Oh, yeah, undo redo would be really nice. But it's not strictly necessary. Um, some sort of entity panel, like show editor state. But let's focus first. Yeah, let's just make the hover, I don't know, have like an inset black thing, right? V4 blue, and then we'll do outset V4 white. So something, right? I don't know. It's not perfect, but we could try black inset. I guess if we're holding shift, I don't know. You know. Okay, yeah, if we're holding shift. If we are pressing left, mouse release left. I think we kind of had this behavior here. Who's resetting the positions of all these? That's the question. So, are we technically entering a drag state first? I think that might be what's happening. So, we're doing drag before select. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. So that works. Oh, mostly. So we do want to do the drag before the select, but we only want to drag if there's an entity under the cursor. And we're not holding shift or that's the one, and not keyboard mouse. Keyboard mouse. Right. Kind of only do. I don't know. Something like that. You don't need to hyper optimize this too much. Okay, so now we want to create a way to create new entities. So let's just do that. So it's going to be a new state. So we'll have like editor mode. Well, is it going to be a mode? Because mode's almost like the wrong thing. Okay, first of all, let's just like draw some stuff you could click on. And then maybe it does become a mode. Create. We kind of want to say Oh god. Yeah, maybe we will make it another mode. So we'll have editor mode create. Um, I guess let's just draw like a palette. Maybe on the left rail. So we'll say 4. I don't know. Direct. Right. So let's just do that. D4 white. And we don't see anything. Oh, because we're not calling this yet. So maybe create can go first. I guess we could do something like this. Now, of course, these are in screen sizes, so I don't know, we could bump them up a bit. Right, so you'll be able to kind of like select what you want from here. Maybe we'll have like tab hide that interface. So let's do that. Draw entity. We got that, which is kind of nice. Yeah. So I guess we can actually have the create capture. Yeah, so create's a little tricky because in some ways we almost need to like copy what's over here. I guess we could just copy this. So I guess we'll just have like different cursor modes. Or something. I mean, we could call this like tool, I guess. kind of feel like... Hey, Nokianik. Nokianik? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but how's it going? I like the dancing banana emoji. Nokianik. Cool. What are you up to today? Programming in Arduino. Nice. So you're just doing like Arduino C? First project, as in first project in Arduino, or first programming project ever? Because those are both exciting things. Very first Arduino project. Nice. I almost kind of feel like these two could be joined, like... Because, like, create and select are kind of the same. Like, if we're kind of taking the analogy of, like, you've got pen tools and stuff, then by the time you get to that... so this is Sublime Text, and this is a custom editor that we've been building. I could give you a little demo of all the features. It doesn't do everything yet, but we've been slowly adding. I'm not sure which editor you were talking about. Do you mean the code editor or the level editor? Looks hard to make. Okay, yeah, so it's actually not as hard. Okay, yeah, both. So it's not as hard as it maybe initially seems. I did this pretty decent refactor earlier where, like, I just had this one method, like, hey, draw the editor. And this is where I was putting all the logic for the editor. And I felt like my brain was kind of struggling to keep all the features in sync with each other. Like, it almost felt like for every new feature I added, it was like an n squared type, like, problem. Void means a function. Yeah, so it means a function with no return type. Like, it's really just the type. Like, what makes it a function is that you've got the, like, parentheses and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I've got this, like, new kind of, like, behavior pattern with the editor, and I think it's made working with all the behavior a lot cleaner. Which I've been pretty happy about so far. So now I can just have, like, one function, like the pan function. And this just handles, like, this is all the code you need to make the editor pan. And it's, like, not that bad. If consumed. Yeah, it's a little bit like JavaScript programming, I guess. Kind of like event-based a little bit, but not really. But, like, you know, so, okay, at some point we get to this block in the begin section of the frame, and if you're holding space and you're clicking down, then returning true says, like, okay, we've captured the event for this, and we're in control. And like, it's not that bad. And like, we've got like zooming and stuff and all this other random stuff. So yeah, this sort of like, I was sort of torn between a couple things, which, because on one hand, some of these happen like instantly, like they're more so like keyboard shortcutty type things. And then some of them we want them to sort of like persist across state. So when the game is finished, where can you download it? So I think I want to publish it on Steam at some point, but I also do have like a small little beta testers group in a Discord server. So we've been sending out like versions of the game to the beta testers. I can also show you what the actual game looks like so far. So this is the boss fight, actually. It's a little hard. How do you export the game to something a person can download? Yeah, okay, I can show you how that works. It's pretty straightforward. It's just, well, we've got one script to just compile the game, which is what I used for development. And it's just a build.bat file on Windows, and on Mac it's build.sh, right? So it's like a bash script. And to distribute the game, you have to do a little bit more work, but not that much more work. You've got to, like, if you want icons, you've got to, like, call this RC program to compile, like, I can show you in the Explorer. So, looks like fun. Yeah, it turns out to just be the simplest possible thing you could do, because people get so excited about, like, IDEs with all these, like, amazing features, and you know what, actually just having one script that runs everything is, like, the easiest. And yeah, it's a little awkward figuring out the syntax. Like, I had to do this stuff to make sure it, like, works no matter where you run this batch file from. But, yeah, and so, like, okay, here's the thing. I don't know if you can see this all right, or if I should zoom in a bit more, but we've got, like, this assets folder, and so these are, like, the icon for the game, for example. And we have like the ICO version for Windows. Maybe zoom in a tiny bit. Okay, let's see. Maybe... Is that better? Hopefully this is a little better. So I guess I could also just demo it in the actual editor, but cool. Okay, yeah, and then like, you know, that's pretty much it. And then we keep this build folder. So data is all the like random assets that we need, and then we just, for now, we're just like literally copying this folder into the final build folder, and this is what we're distributing. So this is what like the debug version of the game looks like, and I can show you when we run the dist command. It like wipes this folder and then outputs the minimum stuff. When we actually go to ship the game, we're gonna pack all this down into like an asset pack type situation. But for now, it's just, you know, I just didn't do it. We don't have time for that at the moment. Although I am confused why the level editor seems to not edit anything when we go to ship here. Maybe we just didn't tell it to load a game yet. That's the problem. Because, like, hard work. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You know, I decided to do a custom engine for this, which means it's definitely a lot more work up front. But the nice thing is when you do get it to how you can do it exactly how you want it. And if there's any problem, you know, you can go in and fix it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't literally write all the code. We do use some libraries for this engine. We actually don't use SDL, but we've got like, obviously, not obviously, but you know, Sean Barrett's got a couple libraries for parsing images and printing out text to the console, and for doing the like true type font rendering. So we use those, and on Mac at the moment I have a custom, we just use this mini audio library, but I have a custom one for Windows that we're using. Yeah. I think it's like 100 to put it on Steam. Is it okay? In like as in like a one-time fee kind of thing, and then they charge 30% for every sale, right? Um, yeah, so that's the plan. And it's kind of one of those things where like, so at the moment we've just been making levels in like a sprite editor actually. So right now you just define the level with the colored pixels, and then I have a section of the game that just looks at what color you defined, and then that's the entity it spawns. So like this is literally the level we've been looking at here. You can see it's the same, more or less. I mean, I actually spawned this guy just in code, but so the idea with making this level editor is like, hey, if we're gonna actually go to ship this game, like, it'd be really nice to just have like a real thing where we can like do more operations than a sprite editor lets us do. So you know, I can just like delete this, I can run the game, I can like pause, say, okay, well, what if I wanted to raise up the floor here? Oh, this is a bug actually. It should snap to the grid. So like I have a toggle where you can make the grid 8 by 8 or 16 by 16. It actually should snap to the grid there, but so this is just so much nicer, right? Like than editing in this. And it definitely takes a bit of upfront work, but oh, interesting. Okay, let's see if we could figure out. So we've got this like snap to grid. Oh, okay. So if it snap to grid. Oh, okay. So the keyboard shortcuts. That's the thing. We've got this like keyboard shortcuts. And these guys, yeah, they just do plus 16 by 16. Hey, this could be plus the actual grid. And then when we go to like move things around, I guess we could say like something like that. How goes the Arduino world? I haven't done Arduino programming in a very long time. The last time I did it was at a hackathon in 2015. And I was like very sleep deprived, but I was trying to figure out this like really small bug, and it took me like 6 hours to figure out that like, I forget exactly what it was, but it was like true was defined as something else, or like it was some weird bug, and like, you know, when you're kind of sleep deprived at a hackathon, it's not immediately obvious. Kind of like calling this nudge. Feels more like a nudge kind of thing. And what are you like programming in the Arduino thing? Like, what's the goal of the project? Yeah, I guess we kind of should maybe snap it to the grid first if it's not already snapped. I guess we can do that. It's a little car that can avoid obstacles. I plan to make it remote control in the future. That's cool. And how are you doing like the obstacle avoidance stuff? Is that some sort of like machine learning type program that handles that? Or are you just doing it all in like straight Arduino? Some sort of sensor? I'm not that advanced. Yeah, I've never dabbled in machine learning personally. I mean, I've used it a very small amount, but an ultrasonic sensor. Cool. Okay, so you get like a distance reading from that sensor. How do you know? I guess you have to have multiple sensors, right? Otherwise, how do you know when to turn? If you just get close enough to a wall. That's cool. Figuring that out, yeah. If going to crash, don't. Yeah. That's exactly all the code you need for this whole robot. You also need a move, right? Move and if going to crash, don't. Mercanum wheels. I don't know what Mercanum wheels are. Like I said, I haven't really done much robotic stuff myself, but go diagonally or sideways. That's cool. So you can actually like do some sort of fun like parking trick where you like drive up to a spot and just like slide sideways into it. I think I'm gonna try to do what I was kind of suggesting here, where like create and select are just like the tool stage of the editor. So we'll have like a tool step, and then we'll like roll these up into one. I guess we don't even really need to return anything at this rate, but you know, whatever. How many are working on this game? So it's mostly just been me. I've got one other friend who's been helping out making levels. So he actually made this like crazy set of levels, which I could show you. They're very difficult. And I was kind of telling him like we need to iterate more on the level design, and I think he was getting a little frustrated because I kept like tweaking all the physics and stuff, and then some of his levels wouldn't really work anymore. And so we're definitely trying to like figure out, you know, how to work together. But yeah, in general, mostly just me and then him, and then we've got like I said, a Discord of like a bunch of friends who are helping us like play test it. And I might try to find like an artist and a musician and a sound effect person. But those people will probably be like freelancey type people, and probably towards the end. At the moment, I've just done all the music and all the sprites and everything. It kind of depends like how far we want to take it. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, well, good luck with the Arduino project. This might actually, I think I actually flipped these. So this should be select. This should be create. So, okay, so now you can press A to go into select mode, and then C to go into create mode. And maybe this hover effect is actually some sort of tool effect as well. Yeah, and we're kind of gonna want, I don't know, it's a little weird. I guess that's fine. It's definitely a little weird. maybe it'll be fine. Ugh, undo and redo would be really nice. I feel like we should add undo redo really quickly. So I guess what we can do is just kind of move this logic. Well, I don't know. I kind of like that it's all wrapped up into one thing. But we could separate out the like selection tool from actually drawing the selected things. And maybe that'll just clean this up a bit better. But whatever. Okay, so for now, we've got these two modes. And when you're in create mode, I want to make it so that like when you click, we're gonna actually place something. I mean, just something like this. We can kind of get rid of this. Okay, so now you can create new players. Zem the Tem, hello, how's it going? We have like a little army of players here. We've got some sound in this too, but I turned off the sound output. What game are we working on? So we're working on this little like pixel platformer kind of thing. This I can show you like actual real levels here. Well, kind of. These are really hard, but oh crap. So yeah, it's some sort of like this kind of thing. We made the original prototype in a week, and oh wow, it's actually lagging a lot. We'll have to clean all that up. But yeah, so the goal after the first week prototype was like just kind of get to some place that was like a strong core of a game that I felt like I could kind of like actually make it into a real project. And I think we accomplished that first goal. So now the second goal is kind of like starting to actually get more serious about the level design. And part of that is it would be really nice to have some sort of level editor kind of thing. And it definitely is a bit of an upfront investment, but you know, at some point it's kind of just like nice to bite the bullet and go for it. Can you add a mimic enemy that has a lot of health? Yeah, we definitely could add something like that. So we do, this guy is sort of like the boss, is at least what I'm imagining. So you'll get to like face this enemy at the end of every world, maybe, or maybe just 3 times in the game, I don't know. And then the idea is they'll kind of get stronger as you go through the game, and yeah, so like they do actually, like all the moves he does is like moves I can do, except for one thing. Like I can also shoot, I've got this like gun thing. Oh, you know what the bug is? Okay, this has been a bug for a while actually, and I only just realized what the bug is. So when we go to fire the bullet, like if you're blinking, the bullet is invisible. That was... I've been like so confused by that bug for a while, but for some reason my smooth brain just hasn't been able to figure it out. Something like Bowser. Yeah, something like Bowser. Yeah, I feel like the challenge with making an enemy with a lot of health is it doesn't feel necessarily as satisfying to like fight them. Maybe we do need to give this boss more health or something, or like only make it so that you can attack. To dive in the ground, sending a shockwave. So he does actually do a dive attack. I can show you the dive attack. But the shockwave, I like that idea. Oh my god, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to survive. Okay, yeah. So here's the dash, like the dive. It would be cool if when he hits the ground that makes a shockwave. I agree. That would be kind of cool. Here, I can actually turn on my audio output. I was listening to music earlier, but we've got some audio in the game as well. So let me just do that really quickly. Audio output. So this is what it sounds like with all the sound. Make him dive down and make him move while he's in the air. Yeah, that could be cool. What, like, how would he move? Like, move towards you while he's in the air? So he does this kind of like crazy attack move thing. Then he just tries to run at you and slash you. Then he does this thing. So he's got like 4 moves at the moment. But he could definitely add more. Programming the boss was actually really fun. He will stand above you. Yeah, we could definitely do that. These are good ideas. And you have to dash out of his dive. Yeah, we do have a dash in the game at the moment. It's a little not great. Like, I don't know. I mean, other than the fact that it's a little bit just plain broken. Oh god. We gotta remove that F5 thing while you're in the editor. So like, I can do this little like dash thing. It's a little puny. But the idea is kind of like a Celeste type dash where you can dash any direction. At least any of the 8 directions. But actually it's broken, so you can just keep mashing dash and fly. You returned Nokia neck. What happened to making the robot? You know, this game's not going anywhere. Double task? Okay, yeah, for sure. Make it faster? Yeah, I think I agree. The dash definitely needs to be a bit faster. Yeah, so we do have some sort of like BLJ type stuff in this game. I really liked how in Celeste the developers like designed the game to be speedrun. So it's not like I haven't spent a ton of time doing it, but like for example, your backwards momentum is not capped, and when you shoot, you can really pick up a lot of speed. And then the other thing that I'm excited about is you can do these like crazy dash moves. Like if you just dash, you can actually pick up a lot of speed. So it definitely needs some tuning, but I do anticipate like having these mechanics be a part of the game. And I don't know, like, you know, if you need to learn them to beat like the harder set of levels, but maybe we just hide secrets throughout the game for like players who like figure it out early on. Yeah. It's me. I don't even know what this player's name is called. I've been calling him Guy in the code, which is not a good name. Something. Yeah. So I decided to bite the bullet and try to make a level editor. I was kind of telling Nokia earlier, but so in the past I've done this and I've kind of gotten into this like mode where it feels like all the features are adding complexity to each other, sort of like n squared. And this time around I have this idea to kind of like simplify everything into a behavior type pattern, which I think has been working out pretty well. It's still a little early to tell exactly, but it's definitely made the code a bunch simpler at not that much extra abstraction cost. Okay, so the remaining features we want to add to this editor are saving and loading. It's a little bit pointless if you can't actually save and load stuff. We want the ability to create new entities, which also kind of makes this editor a little bit not helpful. And undo redo. Now, undo redo is arguably the least important out of all those things, but it is something I have code and disliked it because it was not fun to me. What made it not fun to you? That, like, I'm curious to know, just because, like, I did like it. It definitely was very hard, and like at times almost like it felt like a mandatory task. Yeah, I think there were definitely some levels where I felt like I was grooving to them, and like, okay, I was kind of in the zone, and then other times where, like you said, yeah, it felt like I had to beat this, and it was like I was kind of brute forcing a bit. So yeah, definitely if you guys have mess around and do random stuff. Yeah. If you guys have ideas for like what you'd want to see in a game like this game, definitely open to it. Like, you never got upgrades or new abilities. I don't know how far you played. You did get like a few new abilities toward the end. Like the very last thing was you actually got like a double dash. So you had like your normal dash and then you could do a second dash. And there were some cool levels where you were like jump out of the game and onto your Windows desktop. It's actually not that hard to do something like that. That is kind of an interesting like idea. So yeah, you can make transparent windows in Win32. I'm saying Win32 to avoid the confusion with Windows and Windows, but yeah, they were kind of like, I guess, capped to that level or like specific to the different block kind types. For sure, yeah. There was this actually like back I got started programming by making games in Game Maker when I was like 11 or 10. And there was this game on the forums that someone posted which was like, just Space Invaders type game, like enemies come down, you shoot them. But every time you killed an enemy, it would have like this explosion effect. And in that explosion, it would just say a file extension. So like, .txt or MP3. And what the game actually did was delete a random file on your computer. And it was telling you the extension of the file it went and deleted. Which was, I think, pretty cool. I think someone on the forum said like a really fun way to wipe your hard drive. Yeah, that game was funny. It definitely made you feel more attached to the things you were killing. Hollow Knight-like abilities. Okay, you have to elaborate on what you mean by that. never finished Hollow Knight, and I feel like I should maybe. But yeah, I've been thinking like maybe we should just make this game a Metroidvania because I mean, for one thing, like puzzle platformers don't really sell that well on Steam, even though I like them. So maybe we have some puzzle levels, but it's mostly a Metroidvania. Powerful abilities. That would be cool, yeah. Like, so one ability we've been thinking about is like this gun. So I don't think the gun you'll start out with, and then maybe at some point you get the gun, and maybe we also do some sort of like kind of like laser type like blast shot. For example, to feel powerful like the Desolate Dive crystal here. Okay, yeah, I'll have to like look up these things. Desolate Dive Hollow. I definitely need to finish Hollow Knight. I think if I'm gonna try to turn this game into a Metroidvania game, I need to give it like a solid playthrough. So I'm wondering, like, this is the old level editor. Like I was saying, the code kind of got a little spaghetti code, sort of. But what I'm wondering is I did have an undo redo system in it, and I wonder if I could just kind of like wholesale copy it. Because the alternative is kind of like sitting down and actually thinking about how one would work, which, you know, it's not that hard, but there's like a little edge case, like there's a few edge cases that I always like don't quite think about, and it like takes me a long time. At what point in the game are we? Yeah, so yeah, it's like soup code. So I started this game not last week, but the week before that, and I worked on it pretty much for like a week straight. Very much like, you know, game jam type vibe. Like I was staying up super late and working on it all my waking hours. And then I felt pretty good about it after like 2-ish days into it. Like things started feeling like, okay, this could actually work. Oh, in Hollow Knight. Oh yeah, sorry. So in Hollow Knight, I only really played for like I think 30 minutes. I really did not play for very long. But I know a lot of people like that game, and I really should just like pick it up and try again. I'm willing to believe I was wrong. So we've got these like flash messages, which we don't strictly need to port. Let's see if we can just kind of like dump this code in and like try to... Oh yeah, we had all this like axis locking and stuff. I feel like I added so many features I didn't really need to this editor the first time around. 15 hours in it. Oh wow. So you're like the Hollow Knight expert in this chat right now. So we can cool it with the messages. And this, yeah, like I said, this code was kind of written in the old style, so we're going to have to adapt it a little bit. Five to 7 more bosses. Is it like that hard of a game? Like there's that much content in it? That's crazy. I had no idea. So we'll worry about these flash messages later. Okay, and what all did we need to persist this history? Yeah, I'm definitely like cleaning up a lot of this code as we go, which is nice. Okay, so we had history and history metadata. And this was like kind of a parallel array type situation. I kind of don't like that I made it. Oh, I think I remember why I did it this way. Yeah, why didn't we just put it into entity state? It's weird. Okay. Well. No, I really didn't play the game for that long. I need to, like, seriously sit down and play it. But I think you make a great point. Like, this game could definitely evolve into some sort of Metroidvania, and I've never personally played that genre too much, but, like, in theory, it is cool. I guess the game I liked the most that is kind of Metroidvania was VVV. Did you play that game? No, like I really only played for like 30 minutes. I don't think I think I just got a little frustrated and like stuck, and then like maybe I was trying a little too much to just brute force my way through sections and not think enough about what I should have been doing. I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't played many Metroidvanias, so I honestly don't remember. We could pull it up and look. I think it was more mentally being stuck than it was physically being stuck in any particular place. No, yeah. I'll give it another try though, and I'll let you know how it goes for sure. I now understand why these were two separate things. Right. Yeah. No, I believe that. I think I have this bad habit where sometimes I'll try a game and then I just get frustrated for whatever reason. I like quit way too early, even though I would have probably liked the game if I kept going. Oh, we did make a shim for this method, right? Open Entity Manager. Yeah, my Steam library is like, I've got a bunch of stuff in there that I should play more of. This would be amazing if this just works, like, right out of the gate. So let's see. So we changed this to history entry. I guess we could just do auto here. So serialize entity. I think we're just gonna like write the whole thing. Yeah, I should try to do that more for sure. I definitely was like that with some games, like Hyper Light Drifter. I played for 2 days straight. I was like freelancing at the time, so I like literally didn't even work. I was just like, this is all I'm doing for 2 days, and that was really fun. Yeah, we've got like this thing here, right? Well, not really clipboard. Just kind of handed that. Okay, I mean, it didn't crash. I will be so surprised if this actually works, but... Alright, so at least in theory, we've got the old code loaded. We don't have the messages, but that's okay. I guess we could just console log these for now. This meta.name. I don't know where we got the name. Okay. So now we've obviously got to wire these things up. That should be pretty straightforward. So we've got just undo redo. And yeah, I guess Shift Z could be Shift Control Z. I guess we did both. Control or super? Do we have a keyboard mod super? So if we're doing Z, if keyboard mods kmod shift, then this is actually editor redo. And if we press this, we'll say redo. I guess one thing we'll want to do is make sure that these shortcuts don't clobber the other ones. It would also be nice to like list them out in kind of like a Sublime Text type panel where you could just search for stuff. But that's maybe getting a little too fancy. Okay, I mean, in theory, this is working. Now we just need to call commit state, I think is the only thing. So what's gonna be stuff to commit? Okay. Get all selected. Does not take 2 arguments. Oh, sometimes the compiler gets confused. All right, so if I, oh, we didn't actually do anything. We want to say if abs mx is greater than 0, if not, vector 2 is 0. Just dump all that in here. Okay. So that's 2 nudges. It kind of works. Yeah. I mean, you can see like the messages getting printed out. 18 years of programming. A. Yeah, you know, copy and paste a lot of stuff. But got undo and redo. We do need to like actually call this function from everywhere. And we also need to like make sure, like some of these things only work if you actually selected anything. So what else affects stuff? So yeah, it's just a little tedious, but we gotta just go through all the code and put this in there. So we'll say delete, and then however many deleted. For paste, I guess we can put a, like you almost want to put a capture point before the paste and after the paste. I guess before will kind of just happen implicitly. So we just need to make sure that like, hey, if you've actually got stuff in the clipboard, then we'll do a paste. So we just have to get like slightly smarter about committing these states, because otherwise you'll just get a lot of garbage. Oh god. Oh my god. What just happened? Oh, I think we're in the wrong file. Okay. So we don't want to do anything for copy, but if we were cutting, oh yeah, okay, so same idea. I guess we could just kind of roll all this up into one thing. And then we can just move the selection out of here. So then we can at least just fold these down, which is a little nice. And this still needs that, which is fine. Here's our nudge. So like move. Okay, paste, and then we need to cut. Oh, whoops. So if we're in the cut mode, looks like cut. It wouldn't really make sense to push undo and redo stuff to the undo redo buffer. Panning, we don't care about panning. We only really care about anything that creates like a difference in the editor state. So resize is one. So I guess when we are in the end state, how do we do this? Okay. Oh, wait, that doesn't move. This is like resize. And drag is going to be the move section. Will this mess with some entities? I don't know what I meant by that. Oh, because offset. I guess we only need to be in this state if you're actually using the mouse. Like same as before, we only want to do this if you have anything selected. But I don't know. We'll just do this. Maybe we'll only go into this state. Oh god, wait, no, we don't want to commit while you're dragging. Oh, okay, wait, no, this is the release part of the update. So that's fine. Okay, and then selection we don't care about. Creation we do care about, probably. Okay, let's just see how this. I guess we can just do editor get all selected. Okay, so we moved one entity. We moved 8 entities. What if I delete stuff? Cool. It works. I mean, we need to commit the initial state, so like when you load up a level, you actually need to do a commit, otherwise it won't quite work right. But otherwise, this is good enough for now, right? We don't need to get too fancy. It's more just like, hey, if I mess up. I don't know why we're playing a sound. Somebody's playing a sound somewhere, but... Let's just commit this. Say add basic, undo, redo. Those messages will be probably helpful. We should just add the flash messages, and then we can actually delete this old editor code. I've just been keeping it here for reference. Okay. So instead of printing, or in addition to printing, yeah, we're doing the OS allocation. I don't like that. Because this is a debug thing, I'm just going to throw some like space on the editor to keep this string. So, I don't know, we should try to organize this a bit better, but whatever. And then we'll just have like, you know, flash message, string, data. It's going to be a fat struct, but that's okay. And instead of doing an allocation here, we actually have a function. It's like string right. It's kind of a weird shortcoming. I mean, there's so many weird shortcomings of C, but like, it would be nice if there was an easy way to just be like, hey, this string should just use this data. I don't know. I guess that's one point in the like, don't make your own string type and just use char star everywhere. But I do like having the explicit count on strings. I definitely like that. So anyway, all we need to do now is just string right. And this takes... So it returns a string and it takes a string. Why did I do it this way? I feel like it should have just taken a pointer to a string, but whatever. Then we need to say self flash message data. And then you can't actually pass more than we have here. And that's just so much better, right? This doesn't need to be an allocation. Okay, and then we need to just display it somehow, so we can also just kind of look at how the old one worked. So it's probably somewhere down here. Really simple. Set the cursor as we put it here. And then draw text. We don't actually have a font here yet, do we? I guess we can just do debug font. Current DT, this can get replaced with global.dt, which I like a lot more as a pattern. Bottom left. So I don't really know. I guess this is just doing the alpha for 5 seconds or something. Flash message time is not a member of editor. I thought we just added it. Is it not just this? Okay, I'm really confused. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Yeah, 18 years of programming and we still make lots of mistakes. It's a very humbling profession. Make mistakes all the time. Okay, I don't actually know if that's showing up at all. I don't think this is working. So for one, global DT might be 0 actually here. No, it's not 0. Okay, we're not actually capturing that state there. Draw text. I mean, why do we not see any text there? Let's try the top left corner. So there's a lot of things that could be going wrong here. It's possible this string right is busted. That's thing 1. Flash message string. What if we just do like hello? I really just don't even know what's going on with this text. I mean, can I not just do draw text, the name of the text, the place we want to put it? Maybe that alpha was 0 for some reason. But let's just try the simplest possible case. Okay, we do get the hello text in all of its glory. So something weird's happening here. I suspect maybe this is 0 for whatever reason. Maybe we should change this. Okay, so we get hello, that pops up now. I don't know why this was giving us trouble. So bottom left would be x0, y window height. And then we should just move the anchor point. That should be all we need to do. Oh, okay, so the text does show up. Okay, so text shows up. Maybe this alpha is busted, maybe it's not. Okay, we get that nice little fade out, right? This is like a 5-star level editor right here. And the last thing that we might be, this might be busted, but this flash message string might just be busted. Yeah, okay, so this is our last problem. So we kind of worked in reverse, but it turns out the problem was, so what's the deal with string right? Oh my god, this is so dumb. I was like, hey, why doesn't this take a pointer to a string? Well, the answer is you have to tell it what string you want to copy. So it's just message. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's like a 10-star level editor right here. So now we can undo this stuff, and we can like flash that little message in the corner. And then I think now we can pretty much just get rid of all this code. I had it just sticking around in case we wanted to reference it, but I mean, there is the lock axis stuff. The axis locking might... I kind of want to just rewrite this, so I don't want to port that over. And same with the maybe snap stuff. Yeah, so that's fine. I think we can just delete these. I'll move them to like a folder in case I want to recover them, but we don't need them sticking around here. I don't know. Learning. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple minute break, get some more coffee. You know, it's 7 p.m. here, but it's, as we like to say on this stream, it's 9 a.m. somewhere. So everyone sit tight. All right, we're back. We've got some more coffee. Oh, it's so weird. I changed these lights to like a slight color, and actually they don't show up colored at all on the video. Every pro streamer's got RGB lighting, so we're gonna try to be a pro streamer and have like some green lighting. I don't know. It's kind of fun sometimes to just change up the lights. Okay. So we were deleting this code. It's gone now, I think. We should probably commit this if we didn't already. Oh, okay, yeah. We just added the flash messages, but I guess we don't. Whatever. Add flash messages. Okay. So now, like I was saying earlier, this was kind of like the least useful feature for the editor, so we've got to actually make some of the useful features now, I guess. I don't know, I kind of go back and forth between what brace style I like better. I don't like how like this gets grouped with that. But this is also, I guess that's maybe fine. Let me just do this. Okay, so we probably should talk about the serialization situation because that is important. So in the old game, we had a way to serialize stuff, and we pretty much just wrote it to like a big text file. And I think for this game, we're going to want to do something similar. So let's just look at some of that code. We kind of have a couple different ways to like write stuff to disk. I made up this like simple text format which we could use. I'll at least like copy in the code and we'll look at it. We'll think about it. And then we have another system which we could consider using. So yeah, I don't know. It wasn't supposed to be like a narcissism thing. It was like, it's kind of like Toml, but it's Nick's version of Toml. And it's much simpler. I think we wanted to do one of these guys. This can be 0. I don't know if that's like compiler spec defined or not, if the first element in an enum is always 0 or not. Look, we turn on the RGB lighting and, you know, now we're a pro stream. I guess for starters, let's just even see if this compiles. There might be some stuff in this code that doesn't compile for whatever reason. Okay, yeah, these are old style allocators. Yeah, the spacing is screwed up. Okay. We gotta wish there was an easier way to do this, but whatever. Okay, convert to tabs. Great. Oh. Okay. Can go back here. So we're gonna have to like change the old array style to the new array style. That's thing one. Might also be missing some functions here. This is called string. We should definitely keep the length of the string when we go to parse. I feel like that's the whole point of having our own string type. But whatever. I didn't really know what I was doing here, so whatever. It's fine. We should use the default. Yeah, okay. I did put a cleanup here. This is like a robustness, not even a speed thing. Whatever. Alright, so these, I guess we don't really care about them being, this one's kind of internal. I had to change internal because it collided with some stuff on Mac. String index of identifier not found. I guess we just call it string index now. Is numeric. I think it's like char is numeric. Char is alpha. We might actually need to define this ourselves. This number. Okay, so this is what we meant by is numeric. This is actually U64 now. Or I64? We should probably do a slice. Carries white space. char is numeric. String to f32 and string to i32. We might have renamed these, or we might have just not even ported them. I think we just, okay, so string to i64 we've got, which I think here we'll just use that. And then we just need to make sure this is i64. I don't know. Maybe we'll want to do doubles here as well. And f32. Oh. Oh, okay. We did actually have a function for this. I don't know if this function's any good. It probably has a lot of bugs in it. But whatever. We definitely need to test it. Oh, God. And I kind of want to make it 64, not f32 here. f64, and I guess we could just cast it. Maybe we will just make this, so we've got like f32, we'll just change this to f64. And then when we parse the vectors, those can be f32s, that's fine. All right, what else are we missing? This is string advance now. Why are we using the word float here? So instead of substring, I think we have like, we call it string slice now. All right, then this is char is digit, string to f64, and then we will convert it. And I'm confused what it's complaining about. Do we have more errors here? String to C string. Shouldn't this just return? Maybe we have to cast it to a char star. No? Oh, it is a char star. Okay. So this is option 1, is like our really basic text file thing. I want to probably like I said, use a string type here. But other than that, we could just use this. I did also make another parser for my personal website, which I never finished. But yeah, let's take a look at what that looked like. So we've got, what are we calling it? Meta. On one hand, I don't like the complexity of it because it's literally a full-scale parser. So it might be kind of overkill, right? Like, I like how simple this is. It means it's probably unlikely to break. I guess we can make this like normal type unknown. All right, I might wrap it up for now. We could probably come back another time throughout the week. But we made pretty good progress today. Like, we ported a bunch of code for the level editor. And, you know, we still need to do saving and loading and creating new entities. But I think with the pattern that we set up, it'll make that a little bit easier, which is nice. So for now, you know, thank you everyone for coming by and have fun programming. I'll see you next time.